Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Weeknights together again. I am JD, aka He Who Pods. Dirty glasses on today, so also rearview mirror.
And I'm Dash, aka Dashing D, aka the real king of R&B, aka cool grandma, but not really. Yeah. So, Happy Gilmore.
A classic.
A classic. You know, I don't remember this movie. Like, I know that I've seen it.
Really?
Because I remember when CBS used to do the Adam Sandler marathons where they just show all his movies back to back, and I used to watch all of them. But for some reason, this is the one that I remember the least.
What was the guy's name? Zach something in the actor's name? The guy that goes, "You can do it."
Snyder?
Maybe.
I think it's Snyder.
Okay.
But yeah.
But it's like Schneider, right? It's not Snyder.
Yeah, it's like Schneider.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is cool. The trailer is out. It's coming out on July 25th.
The trailer's out for the sequel.
For the sequel, Happy Gilmore 2. It looks cool. Mm-hmm. It looks fun.
Well, it's a teaser trailer, so, you know, we'll see what the real trailer brings us.
Mm-hmm. But they have him coming out of retirement, you know, hitting some balls.
Yep.
You gotta hit some balls every now and then. Do you not?
So yeah, it looks like I don't hit balls. So, you know,
That's
just
fine.
Cameron would pause it. You know, Cameron would say pause. But I mean, it looks like, you know, he's back. He's happy.
He's Gilmore.
Pun intended. Oh, I meant like excited, elated. You know.
Okay. Yep. Yeah. And it looks like people are excited to see him back.
And you know, they're excited to see. You gotta go like this. There you go. Mm-hmm. You went like this, and you have one like that. Hey.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, it looks like he's, you know, people are happy to see him. He's back, and it looks cool. I'm not excited. I'll be honest. I don't want to dance around the topic.
We don't have to dance around it.
I just wish that a lot of these sequels didn't happen. How long ago Happy Gilmore came out? 90 what?
Yeah.
Like, why we need a second one? Now, what I really do think, to me, here's the real topic. What contract does Adam Sandler have with Netflix? Because this is like the 5th thing he did with Netflix in just a couple years.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot with Netflix.
I'm like, they already said the movie with him and Jennifer Aniston has a sequel coming.
Really?
Exactly.
Okay. Did I watch that? Probably not.
I'm just saying, to me, that's the real conversation. Because this is not even like, it didn't say in theaters. It said dropping on Netflix.
Yeah, it did. I was surprised, actually. I thought it would be in theaters, you know.
So, I mean, kudos to Netflix if that's the, you know, if they have data that says
People
Adam
want
Sandler's audience is big enough to keep cranking out Adam Sandler movies. But I'm like, I'll be honest, I thought Adam Sandler was done. Like, I feel like
I did too.
I feel like his best days are behind him, and he's kind of watering down his legacy at this point.
Yeah, I thought after the Hanukkah song, that was kind of like one of the last things he did before it got quiet. No. Well, I think it is a movie. 8 Crazy Nights is the movie that corresponds with, as far as I know.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure there's a cult following.
I mean, he was a star, but I think it's was.
Right.
I mean, I'm nobody, but I just feel like, do we want more Adam Sandler movies? And why not original stuff? Why are we remaking one of his all-time movies? like,
well, they did He did the movie with Jennifer Aniston, what was it called? Just Go With It?
I don't know. I don't know. You could look it up, but I have no idea. I didn't watch it.
I feel like they've done a couple movies together. Maybe
I just feel like, dude, I don't know why Adam Sandler's, like, is his money low? I don't know. I think he's still funny. I just don't think, like, I don't want to sit through a whole Adam Sandler movie today. I'd rather sit through, like, a quick thing, like a TV show. Maybe if he was on a TV show, I'd be interested in that. I'd watch that. 10 episodes, 8 episodes. I'd commit to that.
They've worked together multiple times.
But what was the one?
Murder Mystery.
Oh, okay.
They were in, well, there's a Murder Mystery, and then there's Murder Mystery 2.
That's the one, because number 2's coming.
No, Murder Mystery 2 already came out.
Holy mackerel, look at that.
And then there's Just Go With It, which is what I was thinking of. And where they posed as a married couple. But I thought they also did a Netflix movie together.
Isn't that the mystery murder one?
Is that what it is? I don't know. Screen Rant is not really.
Oh yeah, they're not great with. I know some people like Screen Rant. I'm not really a fan of them.
Oh yeah, I guess that is the Netflix.
There you go. There it is.
Oh, okay. Breaking the table.
Imagine if I went
She's
home and
shaking
everything
the
just.
table. That's a Real Housewives reference. You wouldn't know that.
Yeah, I'm about to say I have no idea what the reference is. Anyway, whatever, man. You looking forward to this movie?
No.
Me either.
I didn't make that. I didn't make that clear.
No, I just want to ask because I feel like what? Why?
I'm not looking for anything from Adam Sandler. If anything, I'd rather watch the old stuff.
Yeah, like let's watch Click. You know what I'm saying?
Or
Come on, Click.
Or Big
Mr.
Daddy.
Deed. Oh, there you go, Big Daddy. You know, those are the joints. Happy Gilmore 1. You know what I'm saying?
What was the one where? Was that Mr. Deeds? What was the one where he did all the jobs? That was Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds is when his great uncle dies and leaves him a fortune.
Yeah.
But then you find out at the end is actually not his to receive. It's the butler who's the great uncle's son. That's the guy who goes, I am very, very sneaky, sir.
What a disappointment. What a disappointment. And none of y'all liked Uncut Gems.
That shit was horrible.
None of y'all liked Uncut Gems. I didn't see it.
You ain't miss a damn thing.
I didn't see it. I mean, he's done a lot over the years, but of all his movies, I don't think that would be the one that I would be super excited to see a sequel of.
I just feel like let those old movies stay old. If you want to make new Adam Sandler movies, cool, but let the classics be the classics.
The Waterboy.
The Waterboy is a classic. I don't want to see a Waterboy 2. Come on.
The Wedding Singer.
I never watched The Wedding Singer.
never seen The Wedding Singer?
Everyone tells me I'm fucking up and I should watch it.
I think
it just
you would
never
like
looked
it.
interesting to me.
I think you would like it.
Just never looked interesting to me.
Coneheads.
He was in Coneheads?
Apparently.
I don't think he was a main character. Whatever, man.
No,
Listen.
he wasn't. Dan Aykroyd was the main,
Right.
The leading male in that movie. Yeah, apparently he was.
No, listen. Linda, listen. He's been acting a long time. He's got classics under his belt.
He's got a bunch. I can't even count them.
I
all of them that
just
showed up
don't
here.
want to see sequels from 30 years ago today. I mean, we spoke about it before, like Freakier Friday, like.
Yeah.
Come on, son.
No, I get it. I get it.
What else we got?
Anyway, we've also got, in the same vein but different lane, H.E R, the singer. She is directing a Curtis Mayfield documentary.
Okay, now that's interesting.
Very interesting. Give me a moment. It looks like it's going to be called The Makings of Curtis Mayfield.
Okay.
Is it out already? Because this is a review from The Hollywood Reporter. Interesting. Oh, I guess maybe they're debuting it, or they debuted it at SXSW, South by Southwest.
Mm-hmm.
It says the makings of Curtis Mayfield is a bit of a misleading title for the oblique documentary directed by the Grammy and Oscar-winning musician H.E R. The name, a riff on Mayfield's honeyed 1970 ballad, The Makings of You, implies an intimacy with the subject and promises a detailed, if not necessarily comprehensive, introduction to the radical artist. But H.E.R.'s film, which premiered at South by Southwest, doesn't really offer any of that. Okay, I don't really want to read this because this is more of an opinion piece. But it says the music finds her own way to capture Mayfield, one that relies heavily on conversations with filmmakers, producers, and fellow musicians.
Okay.
So I think this is interesting.
Does it say when it comes out to the public?
Let me see. Hollywood, no. Sometimes these Hollywood Reporter articles are so long.
Just Google it.
No, it doesn't have a release date. Okay, let me Google it. No, not the album. Oh, it just says it premiered at South by Southwest on March 10th.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be a release date yet for, November 19th.
This year?
Yeah. That's what I don't know. It's unclear.
All right.
It's unclear, but it was just shown at South by Southwest.
Okay.
So I think this is kind of interesting. I didn't know H.E R was into directing.
Me either, but I think it's a good move. I'm curious to see how the doc came out. I mean, the Hollywood Reporter has their opinions. I'd like to have an opinion of my own.
Agree, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I think it's cool that, H.E.R. is doing different things. Mm-hmm. I mean, everybody's kind of doing different things today, right? So yeah. I don't think it's a bad thing that she is as well. I think it's cool. Like, if that's what it is. To me, is the doc good?
Right.
If it's a good doc, then it's all good. Yeah. If the doc is asked, then, maybe reconsider some things. But we haven't seen it, so to me, that's what matters more. Is not what is she doing, it's how is the product. You know what I mean? Like, if she directs it and it's great, well, then awesome. If she directs it and it absolutely sucks, then, maybe not. But I do think H.E.R. is an exceptional artist, and to be able to tap into another artist's legacy and tie yourself to it, I think that alone is very cool.
Yeah.
And if she did her research and spoke to people who were around and can add context to the story, then I think that's good.
I agree.
But it remains to be seen.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Obviously, the people who were at South by, they were privy to what's going on there, so we'll just have to wait patiently until...
Right, because we were not at South by Southwest.
They didn't invite us.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
I don't know.
Maybe we just missed, the invitation that came to our P.O. box.
Maybe, but probably not.
Sometimes you're a ride or die co-host, and other times you're not.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes I rhyme fast, sometimes I rhyme slow. That's not the line. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick. I was on 125 and St. Nick,
chilling with this chick named Tonda Lay, who was a hot girl, and everybody wanted to slay her.
Let's leave it there.
Yes. Anyway, Apple. Let's talk about Apple, the fruit company. Let's talk about the fact that they've been...
The fruit company is funny. Make it sound like they sell apples. Apples of all sorts.
Of all sorts.
But they don't. Go ahead. Tech company, Apple.
Apple. Evidently, Apple has been losing money on Apple Apple TV Plus.
Their streaming
Company
service. App service, yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, despite their efforts, they're still losing
quite a lot of money.
Let me pull it up. Feel free to fill the silence with your wit.
Can't. Waiting for context.
Okay. So, according to Earn Your Leisure, Apple is reportedly losing over $1 billion a year on its streaming service, Apple TV Plus, even after slightly reducing its content budget by $500 million last year from a break of over $5 billion. Since launching in 2019, Apple TV Plus has struggled to gain market share, accounting for just 0.2% of U.S. TV viewership, less in a month than Netflix sees in a single day. While Apple doesn't share official subscriber numbers, estimates suggest Apple TV Plus has around 45 million subscribers compared to Netflix's 301 million. Despite these losses, Apple's overall business remains strong with $93.7 billion in net profit from $391 billion in revenue for the fiscal year ending September 2024. Thank you, Earn Your Leisure.
One thing Earn Your Leisure going to do is tell you about the finances.
Oh yeah, they'll give you the facts and figures for sure.
Yep.
You think they're gonna eventually? You think it's gonna go away eventually?
I don't know. I think it's too soon to tell. I hear lots of buzz about the shows on Apple TV. Is it Severance?
Severance is what everybody's going crazy over right now.
Right. So Severance is like the show right now, and this is the second season. It had just as much buzz the first season, and so I think it's a difficult game. You know, we spoke about a while ago up here that I think it was only Disney and Max that saw profits last year from streaming.
Yeah.
Streaming is a hard game to be in. I know it seems like everyone is in streaming, but not everyone is profiting from being in streaming. And so that's the challenge. Like, you got to constantly either be outsourcing your content, which means you got to pay out, right? So it's like, well, we want Weeknights to be on Apple TV. All right, well, you got to pay Weeknights in order for them to allow you to host the content up there. Or you got to spend buku bucks to go create original content. That means writers, that means actors, that means editors, that means mad staff.
Yeah.
And so, you know, and when it comes to streaming, that stuff all has to live somewhere, and you got to have servers and all of this stuff in place so that when people are streaming it, they have a good experience. Now, yes, it's true that lots of people on podcasts, in real life, in newspapers, all forms of media, I am seeing with my own 4 eyes, that, yeah, Apple has some of the best shows out right now. Apple is making better TV shows than all the other streaming. That's cool, but if it's not translating to profits, that can be challenging. Now, if Apple started their streaming in 2019, they're 6 years out, you know, I don't know what their profit margins were before. Have they ever made a profit? All of that would matter in your question of, will it go away or not? Sometimes in business, you have something what's called a loss leader, where you like, this the thing that we do that loses money. And sometimes you win something else, right? Like you may be losing financially, but you're gaining users' information, which you're able to, I mean, let's keep it real. You got users' information, you can sell that data to advertisers, etc. So I don't really know the logistics of everything going on at Apple, so it's hard to answer, will it go away?
Yeah.
But I think that's a big loss. And I think, you know, these things don't get discussed enough, except for Netflix. We don't hear anybody else talking about losses except Netflix. We constantly hear Netflix lost this many users, Netflix lost this in the fiscal year, la, 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 la. But there's lots of other companies now in streaming, and we're not hearing about their numbers. So to me, it's not surprising because we reported here already that only Max and Disney Plus made profits, I think, last year. So no, not surprising to me that they're losing money, but will they go away? I don't know. I don't know what's Apple's plan. As the facts and figures say, they got plenty of money at Apple. So maybe they got a 10-year plan, or maybe they're pivoting after this loss has become public. I don't know. I think it remains to be seen, but I'm not surprised that they're losing money because it looks like these companies are losing money with streaming.
Do you think that there's something to the fact that Disney Plus and Max both are coming out of companies that were already established in the television space?
Yeah. I think the fact that Disney and Max have these long back catalogs, these crazy back catalogs, is helpful. I don't think people are always going to Max and Disney Plus for the new thing. I think a lot of times, this is my opinion, I'm not saying it's a fact, but I think people go up there and it's like, oh, let me watch that TV show from when I was 7. Oh, let me watch this movie that I used to love watching. Or all the Harry Potter people, like, they up there watching Harry Potter, them shit's not new. Mm-hmm. So that's back catalog. Like, yeah, cool, Disney got Daredevil right now or whatever other show, but I mean, technically Paradise counts, but it's a Hulu show, whatever, I don't know where they're counting that. But my point is these streaming apps seem to have one or two that they keep fresh.
Yeah.
I don't think that's paying the bills. I think what's paying the bills, again, my opinion, not a fact, I think what's paying the bills is that back catalog that these companies have.
I can see that.
Because they don't necessarily have to go to other companies and say, hey, can we pay you X-Men? How much we got to pay you to put X-Men over here? Mm-hmm. You go to Disney Plus and watch all the X-Men right now.
The 2 top reasons I go to Disney Plus, and this is assuming that there's no current show that I'm trying to watch, but the 2 top reasons I go are Father of the Bride and Sister Act.
Back catalog.
I just, I always go back there. There's also a show that was, this is Hulu, but same company. There's a show that I used to watch, a drama that used to come on ABC. You could call it one of my comfort shows. Just watching it yesterday, actually. Sometimes I just go to Hulu just because I want to watch that, or just because I want to watch The Golden Girls, or just because I want to watch Living Single.
That's what I'm saying.
I was also watching Living Single yesterday. Sometimes I just want to see things that I already know. But to that point, same thing with Max. Before they moved A Different World to Netflix, that's where I would watch it.
That's where I watched the whole show.
Right. Gossip Girl was one of them that I would go back to on Max.
Yeah. There's a bunch of old stuff that people are going to. And you got to also think about output, right? Like, how many new shows are hits? How many new movies are hits that are original content pieces on every streaming platform? Like, yeah, this started with an Apple conversation. Like, they did that Will Smith slavery movie. It wasn't a hit.
No, and that was right after the slap, so.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm using Apple as an example, but each of the streaming platforms are putting out original movies and TV shows. How many of those are hits? How many of those are really taking off? That matters. And the age-old question, how much is the stream worth?
Well, we don't know that. But I will say, of all the streaming apps, I actually feel like Apple has some of the best original content.
That's what the streets are saying.
I do. I don't know why people don't gravitate towards it. Maybe because it is an additional thing. Maybe that's part of it. I don't really know. And it's almost like if you got to pick your favorite. And
that's the other thing.
So maybe people who are more family oriented might want the Disney Plus app because that might make more sense for them. Maybe people who are into more drama or reality television go to Max because Max has, we didn't even talk about the fact that Max is not just whatever content was HBO, but now it's all of that Discovery content also.
Oh yeah,
so,
I mean, that's why I said back catalog.
Yeah, so you, well, it's not all back catalog. I mean, you get new episodes of 90 Day Fiancé and that whole franchise on there.
Okay,
you get, yeah, because that's all falling under, all of the TLC reality shows are on there.
You're right.
Only thing I can't get on there is Married at First Sight, but it doesn't, I'm trying to find it, but it doesn't matter. Neither here nor there. So yeah, I do think that the other streamers have that to their advantage. However, I think that Apple has done a really incredible job at creating original content that's interesting. I feel like they create content for multiple people with different characteristics so that it's a place that you can go and everybody can find something. I mean, they've got Ted Lasso, so you've got comedy. They've got, oh my gosh, what was the show that they did? Presumed Innocent. I heard that was really good.
Yeah, that was popular. The Morning Show or whatever.
The Morning Show. Yeah. I used to watch The Morning Show. That was great. They've got all these different shows that I'm actually really surprised. You mentioned Severance already, and I know everybody's talking about Severance already. I'm really surprised that they haven't been able to kind of inch their way up in a more impactful way when it comes to their bottom line. But I do think that it helps that the other apps have kind of this other entity that they can pull from.
Yeah. Like even when I'm with my daughter, we're watching old shows more than new shows on those apps.
Yeah.
Movies, we're watching older stuff.
Yeah.
More than new stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, like your favorite Marvel movie might come out in a Marvel movie might come out in theaters. You'd be like, yo, I love this movie. Can't wait till it hits Disney, and then you watching it on Disney. But I don't think that's what's bringing in new users.
I mean, even my niece is very, no matter the streamer, she's very much into like old movies. It's hard for me to call them old movies because they're movies that like...
They're old. We just don't look at them as old.
What? But
stuff from 20, 30 years
she's
ago.
watching like the old rom-coms and teen dramas now that I'm just like, oh, okay. But that's what her and her friends are into. They're not necessarily looking for new stuff either.
Nah, they want to see what High School Musical was about.
Right. Which I find so interesting. And I'm like, is there just a gap in that type of content and that's why they have to reach back? Or, I mean, it's not bad that they're doing that, but I'm just wondering because sometimes you hear kids say the opposite and they're like, I don't want to watch that old stuff, but I don't know. Anyway, I know we got to get going, but.
We do.
I mean, good luck to Apple. Good luck to the fruit company. Maybe they should start selling fruit.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Weeknights. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you, and we will see you tomorrow.
Bye.